Welcome back, guys. Unknown003 here, coming at you with another Killer Instinct character tutorial. Maya directly from Killer Instinct 2, and a lot taller than I recall. But anyways, yeah, most of her moveset is basically revolving around her usage of the daggers, and yeah, like I'll show you what I mean in a second. So first off, we're gonna go with her light attacks. So you got the light punch, light kick, medium. Medium kick is one of the better reaching ones for sure. And of course that's the heavy punch. Simple two-head attack that you could, of course, combo after. And heavy kick. So you got that one. Crouching light. Crouching medium. Crouching heavy. Yeah, crouching heavy punch is of course going to be the anti-air option that you can do if you are unable to get like the typical anti-air special move that she does have, which I'll explain in a minute. But yeah, so the thing about her daggers, which is where most of the information is going to be revolving around, as I said, if you are pretty much unable to, or if you had used up your daggers and you have not yet picked them up, her punches will essentially become her kicks as well. So like this is her heavy punch, medium punch, light punch. Yeah, very vulnerable she becomes if you do not pick them up. But thankfully there are multiple ways for you to pick them up. So for one, simply tap all three punches. She will pick them up quickly. If they are, of course, close by, just a quick pickup. Alright, so now we'll go into another way. You could actually forward or backdash on top of them, and it'll quick them up or pick them up hella quickly. So you got that. Another way you could do it is down forward kick. They will be picked up quickly as well, and also like the shadow version of this as well too. Yeah, so you got that. So there are multiple ways to pick up the daggers. You will not be completely vulnerable without them, but it is recommended for, you know, like maintaining pressure and of course your zoning, that you do have them on your hands, of course. So be careful how you use them, and if you believe that you'll be able to pick them up quickly. So yeah, it's a bit of dagger knowledge there. So speaking of, we'll go ahead and dive into it. So first off, let's go ahead and have this dude block everything. So we'll talk about the traits of the daggers. So Temperance, which is going to be the light punch. If it is blocked a first time, it has the opportunity to actually ricochet, which is really cool. If it is blocked a second time, this will be able to track the opponent when you do hit the heavy punch, which is pretty much how you cash out the meter down there. Vengeance, which is going to be medium punch. If it blocks the first time, this will be able to break through a projectile, and if it's blocked a second time, this will become an unblockable. So we're having the opponent block everything right now, as you can see, blocking all the overheads, you know, the mids, and of course the lows. But if you do down forward heavy punch, it becomes unblockable. So it's a very good trait to have. It is definitely a good reason to have the meter go up here. So oddly enough, sometimes you would want the opponent to block, so that when they do, well, you're just set up to hit them with an unblockable, especially when they're low in health and they think they can zone you out. So let's go ahead and show you an example of what I'm talking about here. Alright, so we got that. Bam! Broke right through the projectile, which is really cool. So yeah, that's the basis of that. Another cool thing about the daggers is that you can use them mid-combo. So yeah, you gotta limit yourself, know your distancing. You can use them as a ender, and also as a starter of a combo as well, which is really cool. So if you, we'll have the opponent block again for this particular reason. But if you use the shadow version, which is down forward all punches, of course, and it blocks all 4 of the attacks here, bam! Although your daggers are going to go in opposite directions, you are going to have all 4 of the meter like pips down there, which is, again, a lead to breaking through projectiles, ricocheting, tracking the opponent, and also becoming unblockable. So it's very dangerous to have, although admittedly not very damaging. You'd still be able to follow up with this, for example. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. So, bam. Let's see if I can show this example proper. Alright, this may take a second. Alright, so to do this, bam! Just like that. So yeah, just one of the many things that you could do to, you know, cash out the damage if the opponent does get hit with the unblockable. So there's that. And the last thing that I'll show for the daggers is the, well, for one, you got this. Yeah. So, yeah, I forgot to show the normals for you guys. For one, we got this here. Down, medium punch, medium punch. This is her only target combo in the game. Which, you know, it's not really anything too crazy. But, hey, you take what you could get. Okay, and then next thing I'll show you is the back heavy punch. Of course, these can only be done while you have the daggers on you. So again, it's why it is important to have them on you. After, of course, you have messed around with the with throwing them and stuff. And another thing that I'll show you is the down heavy punch. If you are vertically jumping in the air, or if it's a forward jump. That is her only unblockable in the game. Aside from, of course, the 2-pip Vengeance throw. So let's go ahead and show you really quick. Alright, opponent is blocking everything. The overheads, the lows, everything. So, bam. Nope, can't block that. So very good. Very good trait to have. So we'll go back to no blocking. There we go. And yeah, I guess we'll show a little bit of her movement. So backdash, not really anything too special. You can't cancel into anything, but once you get into the forward dash, this is when you'll be able to do something. So for one, if you do forward dash into heavy kick, you get a quick unblockable, you get a quick reason to get up close and personal with the opponent, and you could also do press up. Hold on. There you go. A pretty far leap for the forward jump. And not to mention, you could also cancel into basically doing something like this. Yeah, so if the opponent is like trying to zone you out full screen or whatnot, bam. Very quick to the point. Cannot block that unless they are, you know, of course, quick in reflex to like uppercut you or do a potential anti-air. You gotta watch for those things, but again, if they are trying to zone you out, they will be caught off guard by this. So just keep in mind how you do it, how you position yourself. That's really all it is with her moveset, is just proper positioning, zoning with the daggers, and then of course picking them up as soon as you can, because if not, a lot of her traits, the normal is gone, the punch moves are gone, and yeah, that's like roughly half of her moveset. So again, be careful how you use the daggers. Unless, you know, you got instinct, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we'll go into her down forward kick. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do that, there is one tidbit of the daggers that I do want to mention. So, if you finish the ender, or with a projectile ender, down forward heavy punch, you get this little thing. So, depending on how many pips of meter you have, it'll build up or add more hits to it. So let's do this, for example. Okay, So now that we have all 4 pips of meter, we'll have the opponent not block. And let's go ahead and show you. Bam, heavy punch. It distracts. Yeah, and it just lingers there for a while. And thankfully, they do not fall all over the place, and you'll be able to pick them up quickly. So that's one of the dangerous traits to the daggers. So next, we'll go into her down forward kick. So this is the cartwheel, a good starter, of course, pretty damaging if you use the heavy. But anyways, yeah, so we got that. This is what the linker looks like, and if you do the heavy version, although it is not like traditionally a damaging ender, it is where most of her damage kind of like comes from. So yeah, so Shadow Ender, or the Shadow Kick here. Again, if you use up the daggers, you will be able to pick up the daggers instantly if you are close by. And yeah, that's basically it for the down forward kick. So now we'll go into the down back kick. This is her anti-air special move. And yeah, whether you do the light, medium, or the heavy version of this, they all do pretty much the same amount of damage. The main difference is just trajectory. Like if you're trying to go straight up, like roughly straight up, you want to use the light, but if you want to do kind of a ranged anti-air, that's where the heavy comes in. Plus, you know, a little bit of mobility there as well. Okay, so yeah, that's basically that. The shadow version is going to look like this. It doesn't do too much damage, especially when you compare it to the other ones, but again, it cashes out the damage when you do finish it. So yeah, one of the interesting traits about that particular special move is that if you do that shadow move in the middle of a combo, it looks like this instead, which is very interesting. So yeah, it's another way to kind of pick up daggers that are directly like behind you, for example. Although that won't happen in most cases, you know, it gives you a reason to do it. But anyways, this is what the ender looks like. It is an exchange and launcher, so you will be able to combo off of it. But if you are trying to get this in particular, you gotta be able to, either you're gonna get it in the beginning of like a reversal or whatever. You could also get it when the opponent is in the air. So we'll go ahead and show you an example here. Bam! Just like that. Yeah, that's one of my personal favorite combos to do with her in the game. It's hence one of the other reasons why she's one of my personal favorites to play in the first place. But yeah, that's basically her down back kick. And that's all of her special moves. Again, most of the talk is coming from the daggers because it does play a key role on her gameplay. So yeah, now let's go ahead and talk about her instinct. So if you do not have the daggers on you, as soon as you activate it, bam, immediately put back into her hands. So it's very cool. Quickly summoned, and if you do throw them, they'll come at you almost quickly, like pretty quickly. But of course, if you are further away, they won't be able to work as a true combo. But it does look kind of cool when you just spam this. But do keep in mind that if you do throw these daggers, they do become breakable. So a person can combo break them if you use them a little bit too predictably. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, that's basically the premise of her instinct here. So like you could throw like the big risky dagger throws and not really pay too much of a price for them since they'll be summoned right back to you anyway. So yeah, that's basically Maya, guys. Hopefully this was a better understanding for y'all because again, she's one of my favorite characters to play because her versatility, her basically area control of the game, unblockable air attack, and overall just being swift and agile. So yeah, tune in next week, everyone, where we will dive into Con Ra, who is probably going to be the hardest to explain, but we'll get there when we get there. But in the meantime, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Fight on, everyone.
Watch out, you might get cut. Watch out, you might get cut.
Ready.
Destroy!